Hello, I'm back again, Tom Licio here, and I'm excited to be able to introduce our first keynote speaker today. Our speaker is Levi Sim from photofocus.com. Let me tell you a little bit about him. 8 years in business, he left his job and became a full-time shooter. He's the Levi who is the photographer in Lake Oswego, Oregon. He's the Levi who wears hats. He's the Levi who makes Steve Jobs tribute portraits after the style of Albert Watson. He is the Levi who grew up in Colorado Springs. He's the Levi who was a park ranger, a soto jerk, a lab assistant, curator, adventure guide, foreign English teacher, Taiwan missionary, woodshop manager, Buffalo Meat Company manager, wireline hand, electronics engineer, and world traveler. Did I mention he's a photographer? Help me welcome Levi to speak to you about the pressures a photographer faces today. Levi, come on in.
Thanks, Tom.
Welcome. We're excited to have you here today.
I'm glad to be here.
Excellent.
Thank you all for tuning in, too. From my point of view, it's never been a better time to be a photographer. The opportunities for learning, the equipment available to me, the support I get from everyone in this industry astounds me every day. It's really a terrific time to become a photographer. At the same time, it's also never been more challenging to be in business as a photographer. Things are constantly changing and morphing, and the business that I started 8 years ago probably wouldn't be able to make it today. And while there are certainly more photographers in the market than ever before, I believe there are also more people buying photography than ever before. So I really can't blame the overabundance of photographers for my failures. However, there are several other challenges that I face, and I think they're the same things photographers have always faced, but I suspect that right now they change and they evolve more quickly than ever before. And I think the hardest thing for photographers right now is simply being seen, being valued, and being in business. Our lives are filled with photography. Not only do we see ads and billboards and commercials, but we also see on social media, we see our sister-in-law's wonderful new family pictures, and we see our neighbors' vacation pictures that were so terrific. We see beautiful landscape photographs that our friends make, and we see things instantly done, like the rainbow from yesterday's storm or the lightning going on right now outside. It's so fast that the turnaround for pictures is so quick now. It's a really big challenge. And when I share a picture, I'm lucky if it's even viewed for more than a few seconds before somebody clicks the like button and moves on down the stream.
Right.
And so in this kind of climate, it's really hard to get viewers to linger and examine and enjoy a photograph, which also makes it hard to make a subtle photograph. Pictures need to be bold and bright and engaging immediately, which is fine, but it causes me to want to make pictures for the masses and not necessarily the best thing for my client right now. And it also means that my voice is easily drowned out. There are so many good photographs published every day, and it makes it difficult to make something really worthwhile that people linger and look at. But the way I see it is that if I can get potential clients to meet me and to experience me a little bit, then I know that they're going to hire me. And then I can also be sure that they hired me because they like working with me. And once my pictures are at a certain level, it doesn't really matter how good they are. People will continue to hire me because they like working with me and they enjoy the experience of working with Levi. And people also don't like shopping for photographers over and over again. And so once they find somebody they like, they'll stick with them. They'll stick with me. And that's really good. They'll enjoy the experience, again, provided my pictures are at a certain level, and they'll keep coming to me. If I can be seen as a great experience, then having trendy looking pictures that look great on Instagram isn't as important as providing a great experience and the specific kinds of pictures my clients need right now. And along with this, I'm really good at photographing kids, but I have a lot of obstacles to doing it. I'm quite big and I'm quite male, which makes me not the usual kids photographer. But if I can meet your kids, you'll quickly see that I connect with them. And you'll see it in my pictures, but most people don't really believe it until they see me in action. Once they experience me, though, they come back again and they refer their friends, which is truly the best way to be seen. I think that's why Amazon reviews are also so potent and effective. We read reviews and we read reviews until we find someone who sounds like us. And when we read a voice that sounds like our own, we trust that person. We trust that voice. And so we trust their experience with a product. And so when my clients transfer their good experience with me to their friends, I've got a great leg up before I even meet their friends. And this kind of transferred experience certainly makes it easier to be seen, and it makes it easier to be valued. Potential clients are looking at pictures online so much, and I think the familiarity with photographs, with photography, has commoditized them. They figure they can get good pictures anywhere, and they're not really wrong. It's never been easier to make a great picture. That's why experiencing me not only gets me seen, but it sets a value on my work, so that when they call me up and ask me how much I cost, they're not surprised that I'm more than $100 with a burned CD as a package. That's what I'm facing all the time. People are constantly asking me about price. A guy called me the other day, and I know for a fact that he's a millionaire and that his business is booming. And he wanted to talk to me about product pictures for his new product. And he's comparing me with an online service. And he's comparing me with their most basic rate. But what he wants from me is their top tier service. And this kind of thing happens all the time. Moms of every income level have an idea of what photos cost. And it's almost always far less than what my fees are. So it's a good thing that they've already experienced me through their friends, so I don't completely give them sticker shock when they knock on my door. Not only is my service in danger of being undervalued, but my finished work is too. I talk to loads of photographers, and we all seem to face this problem. Our clients want the digital files so they can print for themselves, which rarely happens anyway. Usually the pictures go on Facebook, and they're satiated with that experience putting the pictures up, and then they just stay on a CD sitting in a drawer rotting away someplace. I'm a foster and adoptive parent, and I learned in my foster parent training that if we make photographs with our foster kids and with our adoptive kids and hang them on the walls, it helps the kids to feel included. And they see themselves being happy in a photograph, and they feel that way about the family that they're with, about their new family. And I think this is really important. And I don't think it's applicable only to foster families. I think all families would benefit from having photographs hanging on the wall that we see constantly, and they don't disappear when our battery dies. And that's why I want my clients to really be able to enjoy prints hanging on their own walls. To me, letting my clients take the CD and go make prints at the big box store is kind of like thinking that I want to buy a new car, but I'm pretty sure that if I assemble it myself, I'll save a lot of money. I know I'm being gouged for price by having the factory assemble this car. So I just want you to give me the pieces in a box, and I'll put it together myself, and then I'll take it to the box store to have them put the tires on for me. It doesn't really make sense to take a piece of art, a professional service, and try to finish it yourself. But it's what we're faced with all the time. People want files, and they want they want prints, but they end up being satiated with the files and not making the prints frequently. That's a problem. Plus, I know that providing my clients with prints isn't just good service, it's also providing a better product. Like Endura prints are remarkably beautiful and long-lived. And I can't explain, well, I can. I try to explain to my clients that it's just not the same coming from a big box store. Furthermore, somehow 16 by 20 prints have become like an enlargement, a big picture. But that's really an accent picture in most people's homes. My experience helping so many other people buy the right kind of product and print is really hard to transfer to my clients. And I think it's one of the biggest challenges that photographers face. I personally have experience making big prints for clients and delivering all kinds of products. The experience of doing this, however, was initially transferred to me from labs that I met at workshops and trade shows. They taught me how to talk to my clients about the products, about what the quality is, what they're made of, and how come it's better to buy them from me than from a box store. And that language that the labs gave me was essential because it helped me explain the real value and not just sound like I'm trying to get more money from my clients. And that's the uncomfortable situation that many photographers find themselves in. We want them to buy the better product, but we have a hard time discussing why it's even better. And so transferring the experience of printing with a pro lab to photographers and helping photographers transfer that experience to our clients is one of the best services a professional lab can provide. And it's one of the best ways to help me stay in business. Being in business is really difficult for most photographers. I have a degree in geology, not in business and not in photography. And now I have to convert my friends and all the people in my network into clients. And that's really difficult to do. It's intimidating and it's nerve-wracking for many folks. Asking for money changes our relationship with the people we normally interact with. And this is tough stuff. Like Tom mentioned, I've had a lot of experiences in jobs. When I was a kid, I had a mobile lemonade stand. I'd take my wagon around with a cooler full of lemonade on it, and I'd go visit construction sites. And I made a killing for an 8-year-old selling cold lemonade to hot construction workers. I mowed lawns. I shoveled snow in the winter for my neighbors. And later on, I made woodworking. I did woodworking and made furniture and sold it. I've some experience as an entrepreneur asking people for money, but there's many aspects of my business that I don't have a great level of experience in. Things like just managing the flow of business, the clients and the invoicing and all these things that make a business stay in business. Those are the things I need help with. And I've had experience in jobs and I've had experience working for myself and promoting myself. But many of the photographers younger than me haven't even had a job until they graduate from college. They just don't have the experience that they need. And I get emails weekly from photographers who made family pictures for a client, and now they're asked to make headshots and business pictures for that same client. But it's a completely different beast, working with a business instead of an individual, working with a business instead of my neighbor. They don't even know how to do things like bill a business, write an invoice, how to deliver those kinds of pictures. Not to mention a marketing plan. We photographers need all the help we can get just getting basic business done. There are several labs and album companies that have products to help us do these things, and I know that they sell really well. We just need your help giving us the business experience. Again, I transferred experience to myself by meeting other photographers and labs and professionals at workshops and conferences. And they taught me what they've done. And that experience helps me understand how I can avoid pitfalls and woes. Camera companies make a great business selling us new tools to make better pictures. But they neglect to ever tell us that those pictures won't sell themselves. And the big box stores may make prints, but they don't tell me how I can help my clients pick the best size print and the best finish. If I just listened to the box stores, all I would ever sell is semi-gloss prints and inkjet canvas wraps. And the biggest I'd ever make is a 16 by 20. They don't know how to help me sell Endura silk paper, which once I see it and feel it and show my clients the same thing, they'll be hooked on it forever. And a box store can't help me make a 20 by 40 inch print that is the best solution for my client at this time to hang in the spot that they want it to. They don't offer that kind of of service, of friendship. I don't have a relationship with a box store, but I have a close relationship with the people at my labs. And I really appreciate the help they've given me over my 8 years in business. To stay in business, we all need a lot more experience. Millennials value experience over a quantity of cheap things, but they need help seeing the value. They need help transferring the experience of value from me to them. And I need help transferring it from those with more experience to me. I want it, but I really need your help giving it to me. I need to approach you and talk to you about it. But sometimes I don't even know what to ask. I don't even know that I need your help. And so I really rely on those with more experience to help me. If people experience me, I know I'll get hired. I know they will enjoy their shoot, and then I know I'll get referrals from them too. If I can get some help with the business experience, I know that I can stay in business. And I appreciate my labs who have given me training in all these areas so that my business is still growing and changing and developing along with my relationships. And so thank you so much for being here. Thank you for giving me your experience at shows and at workshops. I can't express to you how much I appreciate it. Please let me know how I can help you. If there's anything I can do for you, you can find me at photofocus.com or at PhotoLevi on Instagram. Thanks again.